If you love Tom Ford, but the price tag is just too high and you're on a budget right now, but you want to smell expensive like you're wearing those Tom Ford fragrances, then I have the perfect fragrances for you. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you a brand of perfume that is inspired by many fragrances that we all know and love, that are designer, niche fragrances, and I am talking about Dossier. And you guys have heard me talk about them in the past, and if you're new here and you've never heard of Dossier, this fragrance line makes some incredible fragrances, again, that are inspired by fragrances we know and love. And I want to share some exciting news that Dossier has actually added candles to their site. I was super excited, so I ordered one. And this one is the Floriantel Vanilla. It's reminiscent of Yves Saint Laurent's Black Opium. And I wish that you guys could smell this room. It smells absolutely incredible. It is spot on to that fragrance. And then it comes in this super cute little box, and inside the box is the card with all of the notes, and I thought that was really cool. And the funny thing is, when I was ordering my candle, they actually have a Tom Ford candle. I almost ordered the Tom Ford candle, but I ended up with this one. So this video was kind of a last minute idea, since I do have a couple of the Tom Ford inspired fragrances. Had I known I was gonna do this video, I would have ordered the Tom Ford candle. So then we would have had the whole Tom Ford theme going on. But that's okay, I'm loving this candle. It smells incredible. Let's just get into these Tom Ford inspired fragrances because I think they're absolutely incredible and I know you guys are going to be excited about them. All right, this is what their packaging looks like. Very simple, very nice packaging. And then when you open up the box, you have the card with the name of the fragrance. This fragrance I'm going to be talking about today is Oriental Tobacco, and it is reminiscent of Tobacco Vanille from Tom Ford. And I absolutely love this fragrance, so much so that, see, I ordered this one. I already had one, and I just ordered another one because Dossier is always adding new fragrances on their site. And I was afraid one of these days when I go on their site, they may run out of it or just not make this one anymore. So I had to stock up. It's that good. And what else I love about Dossier is their customer service. When you order their fragrances, if for any reason it's not working with your skin's chemistry, you just don't like it, whatever the reason is, no questions asked, you can return the fragrances, and that should give you peace of mind. The prices are incredible. It's a fraction of the cost of what you would pay for a Tom Ford fragrance. So really, really good deal and high quality fragrance. So let's go ahead and talk about these fragrances. And I actually have the original fragrances so that I can do a comparison and tell you guys about the similarities and the differences between these fragrances. So I did order two. I'm going to talk about this one first, and then we'll get into the second one I ordered, and then I'll talk about the third one, which I already had. So a lot of fun. All right, this fragrance here is the Oriental Tobacco, again inspired by Tom Ford's Tobacco Vanille. I love the bottle, very simplistic, and then there's a magnetized cap, so really, really nice. Now the first thing you're going to notice when you spray this is you're going to get a blast of that tobacco. It's lightly sweetened. You're also going to notice some ginger and some apricot. But the main player in the opening is definitely the tobacco, and I absolutely love tobacco and fragrances anyway, so for me this is great, and I love the fact that it's lightly sweetened. And then in the heart of this fragrance there's some honey, vanilla, and cocoa. You're getting some sweetness from that honey. That vanilla gives it a little bit of creaminess, and then that cocoa is more on the powdered side. So it's not like a creamy chocolate, if that makes sense. It's like a bittersweet cocoa, like a powder. It's kind of dry. And then in the base, there's that tonka bean, dried fruits, and blonde woods. You're really gonna pick up on the dried fruits in this, and I'm actually wearing it. And the blonde woods are gorgeous. So very, very well done. Let's compare the two fragrances. So I have Oriental Tobacco here I'm gonna set this down right here, and then let's spray the original. And I do have a little bit of the original left. You can see on there it says Tom Ford Tobacco Vanille. All right, let's go ahead and spray it on this, and then we can make the comparison. Okay, here's the original Tom Ford. Here's Oriental Tobacco. There's a slight, and I mean a very slight difference between these two. I would say the original Tom Ford is just a little bit sweeter. Just a little bit, but very, very, very similar. I would say 85% in the opening. Now, what I did notice is when this really warms up on your skin and dries down, they are 95% similar. So much so that when I was wearing the Oriental Tobacco out last week, someone actually stopped me and they go, I know what you're wearing. That's Tobacco Vanille by Tom Ford. And I was like, no, actually, it's Oriental Tobacco by Dossier. And so they were impressed. They wanted to know about Dossier. And so if you're watching this, I hope you ended up going on the site and ordering yourself Oriental Tobacco. But anyway, very, very nice. I think they did an amazing job with this one. That's why I have two of these, because I think it's absolutely phenomenal. I highly recommend this one to you guys, especially if you've been wanting to buy the Tobacco Vanille. I know I've been wanting to buy that one, and I just can't make myself do it. And I'm one of those people, like, I have to have the biggest size because you get more for your money. And so I would have gone for the $300 some one. But then when I discovered how similar their Oriental Tobacco is to Tobacco Vanille, I'm like, forget it. I'm getting my back stock on Oriental Tobacco. I'm good. So really, really nicely done. I would say the other main difference between these two, believe it or not, is that the one from Dossier actually lasts longer on my skin than the original Tobacco Vanille, which was really, really surprising to me, but it lasted longer. So you're going to get great longevity with this fragrance. The projection's really nice. It is definitely past an arm's length. It is very bold. It's one of those fragrances that stands out. It's one of those fragrances that's going to enter a room before you do. Gorgeous sillage. If you love tobacco, you're going to get that sweetness from that. There's those dried fruits and those wood notes in here that makes this fragrance absolutely stunning. Now, I recommend this primarily for the fall and winter because it is a heavier scent. Also great for date night, going out to a special event. So overall, gorgeous fragrance. Definitely check this one out by Dossier. I think you're going to absolutely love it. Let's get on into the next fragrance, and that one is Floral Jasmine. So I have this one here. And the Floral Jasmine is reminiscent of Jasmine Rouge. And this is another really nice fragrance. I'll go ahead and talk about that. Let's go ahead and spray this. Really nice sprayer. Oh, I love the opening in this. It is absolutely beautiful. You're getting a blast. It's some sweetness in there, some cardamom. So if you enjoy cardamom, you're gonna get that in the opening with that neroli. So I love the combination of the two. There's also some bergamot in here, which is that soft citrus, and some pepper. So really nice opening. As this warms up on your skin, there's some jasmine sambac. You pick up on that, as well as some ylang ylang and broom flower. In the base, there's labdanum and clary sage, as well as some vanilla. That vanilla you will pick up on. It's really nice, especially when this is warming up to the body. All around, really, really nice. Let's compare it to the original Jasmine Rouge by Tom Ford. Let me put this one down. And then here is the original. Go ahead and spray that, and then we'll talk about the similarities and differences. All right. Okay, so here's the original, and here is Dossier. All right, in the original, there is a little bit more cardamom in here. It seems like there's a little bit more neroli in the Dossier and a little more cardamom in the Original Jasmine Rouge. But overall, they smell very similar. So I would say probably 80% opening, 85 maybe. But I wore this yesterday and I compared one on each wrist, and they started to smell more and more similar. I would say 90% similar. So really, really well done. Now the main difference between these two is that the Jasmine Rouge from Tom Ford lasted on my skin a little bit longer, maybe an hour longer. So very close. I would say Dossier is about 6 hours, 5 to 6 hours on my skin, and this one was closer to 7, 8 hours on my skin. Nice projection, about an arm's length, and then the sillage is great. Stays kind of close to the body. People are gonna get wafts of this. This fragrance you can wear year round. It's great for dates as well, but I think this is a great signature scent to wear, you know, for daytime. So really, really, really nice. And then lastly, I already had this one in my collection, and this one is the Oriental Cherry, which is reminiscent of Lost Cherry. So I'm gonna go ahead and talk about the opening on this one, and then we'll compare to the original. I absolutely love the opening of this. If you love cherry notes, this just exudes cherry. It's this beautiful, fragrant cherry. It's sweet, and it mixes beautifully with almond. So it's got a nice almond note on the top, as well as some cinnamon. You're gonna pick up a little bit of cinnamon, and I love that opening combination. And then in the heart, you're gonna notice there's some cloves, rose, jasmine, and plum. You're gonna get that juiciness from that plum, and as it dries down on your skin, you're getting Peru balsam, tonka bean, and vanilla. Really, really pretty. Let's compare it to the original. I'm gonna set this down, and where is my sample? Oh, here it is. Okay, here is the original. Oh, this sprayer on this thing is so weird. Oh, there we go. Oh my gosh. Okay, there we go. All right, here's the original Lost Cherry. Here is Oriental Cherry. Okay, in the opening, they are very, very similar. I would say about 90% similar. You notice that cherry note right from the start. Now, as time goes on, there is one main difference between these two. The cherry in a Lost Cherry literally does get lost. You barely can smell it after a half hour. That cherry note kind of disappears behind the other notes. It keeps going in Dossier's Oriental Cherry, so you're gonna keep that cherry note throughout. It lasts a lot longer in Oriental Cherry than it does in Lost Cherry. Again, it gets lost in Lost Cherry, which is unfortunate, but good for you guys because you can get this fragrance at a fraction of the cost, and you get to enjoy that cherry note even longer. As far as the longevity with these two, I would say Dossier has the upper hand on this one because of that cherry note really lasting. It does last longer on the skin. It's a bit more apparent than the original. Unfortunately, this one does not last very long on my skin. I prefer the Dossier without a doubt, and they're very, very similar in smell. It's just, there you have it. As far as the sillage on this one, it's gorgeous. You're gonna get wafts of this throughout the day. The cherry note, people are gonna compliment you. I think it's fantastic. This is a great fragrance. I would say more towards spring, summer, and then maybe some date nights, but all around beautiful. Now, people may disagree with me. You probably can wear this year round. I know that my friend Janice does wear this year round because she absolutely loves it. So all around beautiful fragrance. I think it's been very well done. I hope that you'll check out their website. I'll put a code in the description box for you along with a link so you can see all of the different fragrances they have to offer and check out their candles as well. So really fun. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your day. Stay beautiful inside and out.